So what's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into another battle of the. So I told y'all this one was coming. I finally got my hands on the Love Pandemic palette from PlMBY by Yolanda, and then I wanted to put it against the Moonstruck because I feel like they look so similar. I mean, like, I feel like the color story and everything is pretty much on point and on trend together. So I was like, let's go ahead and battle them against each other. Now it's not exact, but I feel like it's so close. Like, look how close that is. Like, look how close both these battles are. You can't tell me they don't look similar. Like, they're almost identical. So I was like, let's go ahead and do them side by side. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna go off camera and figure out what we're gonna do with each palette, and then I will come back and I'll let you know what's going on. I believe this one was $30, and if I remember correctly, Manny's is $48. But I will come back with the prices for sure to make sure I am right, and zoom you on in so when I come back, we can just get to it. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all, so I've returned, and these are the shades we're gonna use. Oddly enough, the white shade in the palette from PlMBY by Yolanda is this weird pinkish shade that looks similar to the other pinkish shade. So I thought that was interesting because I thought it was gonna be more on the white side, but it's just more of a reflective holographic pinky shade. So I'm gonna go in with the shades I just showed you. I'll try to remember to call the names of each one of them as I go in with them, but yeah. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Carmen from the Lunar Beauty palette. You can see it. As you can see, it has this like orange type shade to it. I've got some more videos I need to film, but I'm gonna go ahead and go home for now because I need to see what packages showed up. Because my mom told me like 5 and I got some emails, so I wanna like actually see what's there and I can determine what I'm gonna do. So this is gonna be it for right now, but then on tonight I'll probably unfortunately have to come back. I was hoping I didn't, but since all the packages showed up today instead of Monday, I do. Which I guess I shouldn't be complaining about because my son's complaining because his isn't here at all. So the fact that mine is here, I guess I should be glad. But yeah, so this is the shade Carmen, and I swatched it so you all could see it on my hand. That's the reddish quarter shade toward the front, and the other one I swatched it so to match it actually doesn't look similar to this at all. So it'll be interesting to see how you eyes are gonna turn out. I know I brought it kind of high up, but I brought it high up underneath the brow bone on purpose because y'all know I gotta put shades in the crease still, then I gotta put shades on the outer V, and I wanted, you know, it to be all done. I see all this glitter underneath my eyes from the other palette I just used. I should have grabbed an eyeshadow brush to start off with this one, but I did not. So I'm gonna grab one now. I'm going to take the shade Intimacy. It's the other corally shade I put on my hand, but I didn't feel like they matched too well. As you can see, this one looks more pinkish, even though in the pan it looks more on the orangish corally side like the other one, but you clearly see they are not looking the same. Well, actually, I feel like they are kind of looking the same. When you swatch them, they don't look the same. That's a weird part. So when they're swatched on the hand, you saw one looks a little more red than corally, but on the eyes, I feel like they look close enough to where I can pull them off. Like, see how this side just looks a little bit lighter than that one, so it's not like ridiculously over exaggerated color to it to where they don't look the same. So I'm liking that so far. So I'm hoping both these looks look better than the one I did today. I started off with because honey, that one was just a whole hot mess. Like one brand was just out here trying, and I was like, but no. Pat a little bit more. Yeah, this is much lighter than the other one I used, but again, I feel like it's still somewhat working. And yeah, I can pull it off. Pull it off. Okay. Next, we're gonna go into what is the shade? I want to go into the. So I'm gonna put the dark red on the outer V, believe it or not. So these two fuchsia shades are actually just gonna go in the crease underneath this corally red shade. So what are brushes for that? I'll just take these two brushes, back to the same brushes from this thing, and I'll just take that. So we're gonna start off with the shade. It's called Huda. That's the fuchsia shade on this side. So crease to start off with. But as usual, I'm on my light to darker gradient, so that's why I started off with the shade I started off with. And as it fades, they're actually matching up more and more, so I'm hoping that'll go with the rest of the shades as well. Because if so, we might have ourselves a nice little dupe here. I feel like Manny's first shade built on itself a little bit easier than the PlMBY by Yolanda. I feel like I had to work with that one a little bit more, but you know, since it's the same color and it's giving the same effect so far, I'm okay with that. Because the price point was less, and then PlMBY by Yolanda always has like 40 and 50% off sales pretty often, so you'll be able to get it at an excellent deal. So you just have to put in the extra little work because you got it at an excellent deal, but it still would be worth it, in my personal opinion. That's just my thought. So that was the shade Huda. Now I'm going to take the same brush from a different brand, and we're going to go into the shade Infatuation. That's the name of the shade that I chose from the PlMBY by Yolanda palette. It looks similar to this one, so let's go ahead and do it. So this one is starting to put a lot more pinker than the other one that I put on. It's supposed to be more like a deeper purplish pink type shade. I feel like this one's just showing much lighter pink than, like, I guess it's a more true fuchsia, whereas the other one is like a pink purple type thing. That's what I mean when I say that, but yeah. I'm patting it one to start off with, and now we're going to start blending it into the crease. They both, again, look nice on the eye. And this shade actually blends easier than the first shade, so I'm happy about that. So I was concerned that all the shades in this palette would be like the first one, but so far, this one is blending much nicer than the first one in my opinion. But I think it's because I have more of a brush with packed bristles, where I was using a loose fluffy brush to put the other one on, and maybe that's why it wasn't sticking the way I was hoping. So yeah, that's what we're working with so far. Now we're going to take the red shade on the outer V. So I'm going to start off the shade Willow. That's the shade in the Maybelline palette. That's the name of it. And then this palette is called Idolization. We will start off with this on the outer V. Put it out here. And a little bit into the crease. I don't want too much into the crease because I want that fuchsia to be starting to show. And it's not having any trouble blending over like the fuchsia purple shade I put down, which I thought it was going to, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to build both sides back up in the crease when it comes to the purple though, because I want it to be more of a focal point than the red is, and I feel like the red is taking over the show a little bit because of its vibrancy, so I'll have to put a little bit of that back in the crease a little bit later, but for now we're just going to leave the way it is. So let's go into this shade. Now I'm going to go into Idolization and put that on my outer V for the other side. And I don't feel like it's as rich as the red in the Maybelline palette, but again, it still looks nice. It's still getting the job done. It seems to be more of an orangish red, whereas I feel like the one in Manny's palette is more true to red, so it's going to be a little bit brighter. I feel like everything on this set is a little bit brighter, a little bit lighter than the other colors I initially put it against when I swatched. That's what I'm noticing as I put it on the eyes. Which isn't an issue, it's just more like, depending on what your preference is, which one you like better, that's all. And so far I'm liking both, because again, the red is building nicely on top of the other shade. And that's something I look for, like I want shades to build on top of other shades, because y'all know I use 3, 5, 7, 10 different shades, but I try to keep it at a minimum with this look. So far so good. We got the both fiery red looking eyes. I'm here for it. Take my clean brush and just dust over everything. For this side. Take a different brush for the other side, because you're saying I contaminated anything. So I'll take this brush and just dust over this side. far so good. Now we're gonna get into the shimmer. So I'm trying to figure out which shimmer to do on which part. I'm thinking I'm just gonna combine the two shimmers that I thought I was gonna put in the inner corner, this one and this one, to put on the lid here, and then I'll just use this one, which is the Manny MUA one, all over the lid, and then drag it into the inner corner, because there aren't many two other shimmer shades I can use with this one, because the purple in here I don't think has the same glitter as that one. But let's swatch it and see, because maybe we can use that instead, because I would really prefer to have them. Okay, so the one in PlMBY by Yolanda was a little more iridescent, but they both have the same tone. So we're going to end up using these purples instead in our inner corner. And we'll just combine these two shades here along with the one from Manny's palette to put on the lid. So let's start with that. So I'm going to take the shade from Manny's palette called Misty and plop that all over the lid. Ooh, yes, look at that. It's just stunning. Stunning. So I'm definitely going to go back into the crease now and bring back some of the fuchsia, because I feel like it's definitely fading away from me putting the shimmer on the lid, and I want it to be something. I feel like it's kind of being covered up, but I don't like it. This is what we're working with. Let me go ahead and get my brush and go back into Huda and bring a little bit of Huda back into the crease, because like I said, I want it to be seen just like I want the shimmer to be seen, but I don't want the shimmer to completely wash it out. So. If I had cut it with some glitter glue, I feel like the shimmer wouldn't have went crazy like it did, but I didn't. So here we are. I'm not gonna lightly try to drag it up so that we can still see both the shades. Okay. Okay, that's working. I'm liking that. Take the clean brush again and dust. So this eye is finished. Let's get into the other eye. So we're gonna mix the shades. Attracted and Passion. So Attracted was the one I thought we were gonna get to use in the inner corner, but it looks similar to Passion. So we just put both those on the lid. I feel like it's giving a little bit of iridescence because of the other shade that I put with it. But you know, this is what we're working with, so there you go. Okay, so they don't look exact. I actually like the mixer combination of this color of the on the lid better than I like the one on Manny's side, but let's get to the inner corner. So for the inner corner shades, remember we're using the purple. So I'm gonna start off with the purple, what is it called? Myrtle on Manny's side. And pop that in my inner corner. That'd be a nice little change instead of putting this one on the lid, because I figured that would have been expected. And since I wasn't sure if they were gonna match anyway, I was just like, we're just gonna go ahead. So it's not as bold as I was hoping for. It seems to be like a little bit more satiny sheer. I feel like if it was on the lid, it'd be more impactful, but you know, it's fine where it is. Now we're gonna take the shade Desire and put it in the other side for the inner corner. And this seems to be more of that iridescent topperish type shade, which is giving more sparkle like I was hoping the other side would, but you know, it's cool. This is what both the eyes look like. So let's back it on up and we will talk about my thoughts on which palette I like best. So I liked each palette for different reasons. So I guess we can get into the reasons why I like one and why I like the other one, and then talk about which one I like the best and would recommend at the end of the day. Okay, so first of all, I like both palettes' color stories. They have similar color stories, and y'all know I live for these romantic moment palettes. So they have my purples, they have some nice reds, they have some nice pinks. Both of them have nice tones to them. However, I feel like Manny's mattes are just a little bit more pigmented than the PlMBY by Yolanda ones. In my personal opinion, that's just my opinion. But I will say I like the shimmers in her palette more than I like the shimmers in Manny's palette. Although it has a nice reflect to it, I just like the fact that hers has like that wet, glossy, shimmery, topper-ish type effect. And when I combine the shades, I get this gorgeous color on the lid. I like the tones in his a little bit more too. I think they run a little bit deeper, and that's more of my preference, as we know. So if I had to pick, I personally pick Manny's palette, but I'm not disappointed that I have this palette. For the price I paid, it's definitely worth it. I got this for 50% off, so I paid 15 bucks for this palette. It is definitely worth 15 bucks. It's worth the 30 bucks that she's charging for it, in my personal opinion. It's just, when it comes to picking, I would just prefer to use Manny's palette, because I feel like the matte's a little bit thinner in this one, whereas these are more impactful and pigmented, and I don't feel like I have to blend them out as much. But I will say I do like her shimmer formula better. So the shimmers in her palette I definitely liked more than Manny's palette. A couple of them were okay, but I don't know, I just like the wet and glossy effect of hers better. So if I'm going off shimmers, I would definitely pick PlMBY by Yolanda's palette. But if I'm going off the mattes, I have to say I like Manny's palette better. So those are my thoughts. But you gonna let me know down below which you like better. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.